Picture the moment. It is a sensation you know intimately. You are standing across from them. Perhaps it is a partner, a parent, a boss, or a toxic friend. They have just said the one thing they know will tear you open. Maybe it was a subtle dig at your insecurity. Maybe it was a blatant lie about something you did. Maybe it was a cold, dismissive smirk when you were trying to express pain. You feel the heat rising in your chest. Your heart hammers against your ribs like a trapped bird. Your throat tightens. The cortisol floods your system, and your vision narrows. The ancient part of your brain, the lizard brain, is screaming at you to attack, to defend, to scream back, to set the world on fire. You open your mouth to retaliate, to prove them wrong, to demand respect. And in that split second, you see it. A micro-expression on their face. A tiny, almost imperceptible glint of satisfaction in their eyes. You have just lost. You have just handed them the keys to your nervous system. By reacting, you have confirmed that they own you. Welcome back to the Dark Citadel. Today, we are not discussing how to win an argument. Arguing with a manipulator is like wrestling a pig in the mud. Eventually, you realize the pig enjoys it. Today, we are discussing something far more dangerous to them and far more powerful for you. Absolute, unshakable calm. We are going to deconstruct the dark psychology behind why they try to provoke you, and we are going to build a stoic defense system, a mental firewall that allows you to watch their chaos without ever letting it breach your walls. This is the art of becoming the eye of the storm. To defeat the manipulator, you must first understand the mechanism of the trap. In dark psychology, there is a concept known as reactive abuse. This is a tactic used by narcissists and emotional sadists where they systematically poke, prod, and provoke you until you snap. They want you to scream. They want you to cry. They want you to look unstable. Why? Because once you react emotionally, they can shift the focus from their abuse to your reaction. They can point a finger at you and say, "Look how crazy you are. Look how aggressive you are. I'm just trying to talk, and you're screaming." In that moment, the victim becomes the offender, and the offender becomes the victim. It is a psychological sleight of hand. Furthermore, for those high on the narcissistic spectrum, your emotion is supply. To them, indifference is death. If they cannot be admired, they will settle for being feared or hated. The only thing they cannot tolerate is being irrelevant. When you get angry, you are validating their existence. You are telling them, "You matter enough to destroy my peace." Stoicism. How do we stop this biological hijack? How do we channel the ancient wisdom of Stoicism to override millions of years of evolutionary programming that tells us to fight back? The first protocol in our defense architecture is what the Stoics called the discipline of assent, or what we will call the sacred pause. When a provocation hits you, it travels to your amygdala, the fear center, faster than it travels to your prefrontal cortex, the logic center. This is biology. You cannot stop the initial flash of anger.
Oh my God.
That is a reflex.
What's that? Are you taking?
But Stoicism teaches us that there is a gap. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor who embodied Stoic principles, famously said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." The manipulator relies on closing that gap. They rely on speed. They want a knee-jerk reaction. Your first move is to widen that gap. When the insult lands, do nothing. Literally nothing. Do not speak. Do not sigh. Do not roll your eyes. Force your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Take one deep, deliberate breath. This is not passivity. This is a tactical delay. In that silence, you are allowing your prefrontal cortex to come online. You are seizing the controls back from the autopilot. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The insult is an outside event. Your anger is an internal choice. In that sacred pause, you must ask yourself one question: does this person deserve to control my pulse? If the answer is no, you proceed to the second protocol. The second layer of our defense is the objective lens, Fantasia cataleptica. Manipulators use loaded language. They use words designed to carry heavy emotional baggage. They say, "You are a failure. You are pathetic. You are selfish." These words are hooks. If you grab the hook, you are dragged in. The Stoic exercise here is to strip the language of its emotional adjectives and view it strictly as data. Epictetus taught his students to see things exactly as they are, without the narrative we add to them. He said, "Someone is abusive. That is just what is happening. The feeling that you are being harmed is an addition you make yourself." Let's apply this. When someone screams at you, what is actually happening in the physical reality? A person is standing there. Their vocal cords are vibrating. Sound waves are traveling through the air and hitting your eardrum. Their face is contorting. That is the physics of the situation. The insult is a concept. The hurt is an interpretation. When you view the manipulator through the objective lens, you stop seeing a powerful monster and start seeing a biological organism undergoing a stress response. You dissect the event. You say to yourself, "This person is emitting loud noises and arranging words in a sequence meant to cause pain." When you break it down to its mechanical parts, the magic spell of their manipulation breaks. You become a scientist observing a specimen, not a victim enduring an attack. This leads us to the most powerful cognitive shift you can make: the pathological reframe. Usually, when we get angry at a manipulator, it is because we feel we are being treated unfairly by a rational peer. We think, "How could they say that? That's not logical. That's not fair." We are projecting our own morality onto them. This is a fatal error. You are expecting a shark not to bite you because you are a vegetarian. The shark does not care. It is a shark. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius had to deal with traitors, liars, and schemers daily. His advice to himself was profound. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, "The people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." He did not say this to be pessimistic. He said it to be prepared. He understood that bad character is a part of nature, just like thorns on a rose bush or poison in a snake. When the manipulator tries to gaslight you or guilt trip you, stop expecting them to be different. Instead, look at them with the clinical detachment of a doctor looking at a patient. If you walked into a psych ward and a patient shouted that you were a blue alien, would you get offended? Would you argue? Would you cry? No. You would think, "This person is unwell." You would feel a distant pity, or perhaps just indifference. Apply this to the manipulator. Their need to control you, their desperate hunger for a reaction, their inability to communicate without toxicity. These are symptoms of a sickness. They are not strong. They are enslaved by their own impulses. When you see their behavior as a symptom of a broken character rather than a personal attack on you, your anger evaporates, replaced by a cold, impenetrable calm. You are the healthy one observing the sick one, and the healthy do not fight with the sick. Now, let us discuss the tactical deployment of this calm, the gray rock method, weaponized by Stoicism. In the psychological community, gray rock means becoming uninteresting. But in the dark Citadel, we take it further. We turn it into a mirror. When they try to provoke you, you offer them nothing but facts and silence. No defense, no explanation, no emotion. If they say, "You never support me, you're so selfish," the old "you would list 10 things you did for them." The Stoic you simply says, "I hear that you feel that way," and then silence. If they say, "Everyone agrees that you're crazy," the Stoic you says, "That is an interesting perspective," and then silence. This silence is not empty. It is heavy. In the absence of your defensive noise, their words hang in the air. The silence acts as a vacuum that sucks the energy out of their attack. It forces them to hear the echo of their own absurdity. You will notice that when you stop playing tennis with them, when you stop hitting the ball back, they start hitting balls harder and faster, running around the court, exhausting themselves. This is called the extinction burst. They will escalate. They will try to get a rise out of you with more desperation. This is the danger zone, but it is also the sign that you are winning. Hold the line. Keep your face relaxed. Keep your voice monotone. Be the rock against which the waves crash. Eventually, the waves must recede. The rock remains. But what about the internal storm? What about the pain that lingers even if you don't show it? For this, we use the view from above. When you feel trapped in the drama of a toxic interaction, your world shrinks. All you can see is that room, that person, that insult. It feels monumental. The Stoics practiced a visualization where they would zoom out. Imagine pulling your consciousness out of your body. Rise up through the ceiling. Look down at the two people arguing in the room. See how small they are. Rise higher. See the building, the city, the country. See the earth, a tiny blue dot suspended in the infinite black void of the cosmos. From this vantage point, look back at the conflict. Does that insult matter? Does that person's opinion alter the orbit of the planets? In the grand scheme of eternity, this moment is a blink of an eye. This person who is trying to destroy you is just dust that will soon return to dust, just as you are. Why disturb your soul for a speck of dust? This perspective brings a profound liberation. It reminds you that your inner citadel, your reason, your values, your character, is the only territory that matters. And that territory cannot be conquered unless you lower the drawbridge. There is a final, darker element to this defense. It is the realization that integration is power. Carl Jung, the father of shadow work, taught us that we are not here to be good, harmless people. We are here to be whole. A person who is calm because they are too weak to fight is a victim. A person who is capable of great destruction, who feels the rage, who could destroy the manipulator verbally, but chooses to sheath their sword and remain calm. That person is dangerous. That person is a king. When you refuse to react, you are not being passive. You are restraining your shadow. You are harnessing your monster. You are saying, "I could engage in this chaos. I could play your game and probably hurt you, but you are not worth the expenditure of my energy." This is the ultimate insult to a narcissist. It signals that they are beneath your engagement. It signals true superiority, not the fake superiority of the ego, but the grounded superiority of the sovereign mind. Let's assemble these pieces into a real-time protocol. The next time the attack comes, detect the biological signal. Heart rate up. Heat in the face. Acknowledge it. I am being triggered. Engage the sacred pause. Silence. Breathe. Widen the gap. Deploy the objective lens. Strip the adjectives. They are making sounds. They are trying to provoke. Reframe the source. This is a sick person acting out a symptom. It has nothing to do with my worth. Execute gray rock. Short answers. No defense. Let their words die in the silence. Maintain the Citadel. Remember that your peace is your property. Do not sell it cheap. You will fail at this initially. You will try to be stoic, and then you will snap. That is okay. Stoicism is not a state of perfection. It is a practice. It is a muscle. Every time you catch yourself before reacting, the muscle grows. Every time you choose silence over screaming, the Citadel walls get thicker. The world is full of people who are at war with themselves, and they will try to recruit you to be a soldier in their internal battles. Do not sign the enlistment papers. Let them fight their ghosts alone. Your duty is to your own mind. Your duty is to remain clear, rational, and free. As Seneca said, the greatest remedy for anger is delay. But the greatest remedy for manipulation is truth. The truth that you are sufficient. The truth that their opinion is irrelevant. And the truth that no one can harm you without your consent. We are living in an era of psychological warfare. The attacks are not coming from spears and swords, but from gaslighting, guilt trips, and emotional coercion. To survive, you must become something the world does not see enough of, a man or woman who is master of their own house. The challenge. For the next 7 days, I want you to treat every irritation, every rude driver, every snarky comment, every toxic interaction as a training simulation. Do not see them as annoyances. See them as sparring partners sent by the universe to test your armor. When the trigger comes, visualize the walls of your citadel. Stand behind them, watch the arrows bounce off, and feel the immense, dark power of being absolutely untouchable. If you are ready to build this fortress, if you are ready to leave behind the life of a victim and step into the role of the sovereign, then you are in the right place. We are building a legion of minds that cannot be brainwashed, broken, or bought. Make sure you are subscribed to the Dark Citadel. Turn on the notifications. The world wants you weak, reactive, and asleep. We are here to wake you up. Control your mind, or someone else will.